everybody. Welcome back to Cape Rugby TV. It's Wednesdays live at 9 o'clock here on Cape Town TV. Always nice to have you along. We really are thrilled to bring you even more rugby out of the Cape. And what a weekend it was. We were out at Kuilsriver against Hands and Hearts, at Hands and Hearts tonight, and or at least over the weekend. And it was an interesting game, and the fans were absolutely amazing, as were the rest of the games. On the panel with me this evening, Herman Abrams. Hello, Mr. H.
Good evening, JB.
You're looking dashing as usual. Gaan jy ooit daai snor skeer?
JP, it is an exhilarating time.
Yeah.
We are communicating, we're educating, we're training, and all kinds of things we're doing.
Yes.
And club rugby is really on the move.
It is really cooking.
Yeah, really.
Jerome, ek sien jou snor is amper daar waar meneer Uitsin is.
Amper, JP.
Amper, ja.
Amper, ja.
Nog 30 jaar.
Ja, amper, nog so 30 jaar en dan sê jy een van die dae sê jy vir jouself ook 'n lekker snor. Right, folks, so during the course of the evening we asked you to tell us who you think your man of the match was at your club game. Every club, of course, played over the weekend, possibly had a man of the match. We were out at the Hands and Hearts, and we'll catch up with that footage a little bit later, of course, give you their Tata man of the match, who managed to walk away with R1,000. But on Twitter, right now, and on Facebook, we asked you who you thought your man of the match at your games were. Of course, there's a couple of live club rugby games on as well, and we'll follow that in the social media stream, and we'll see if we can keep you updated with some of those matches. Let's quickly take a look at some of the Super 15 results. If we check there, the Reds beating the Chiefs 42 points to 27. The Sharks 53-11 over the Force. The Rebels 28-19 over the Crusaders. The Hurricanes going down to, at least the Highlanders going down to the Hurricanes 26-20. The Waratahs lost to the Bulls 27-24. And the Blues beating the Lions 25 points to 3. And of course, at home, the Stormers beating the Cheetahs by just 2 points, 16-14. Jerome, is that a result that you expected?
No, definitely not, JP. And Stormers, 24 minutes. That's the only time that they scored the points in 24 minutes. Second half, no points.
Yeah.
So I think there was a lot of people upset about that result. And if there were a bit more time, we could have lost that one.
It was a tight game, man. Mr. H, you and I were sitting there on the field, and I mean, apart of course from the Cheetahs fan trying to drag Sia Kolisi into the stands. I mean, is that what we're getting down to? That we have to ban Cheetahs supporters away from Newlands, that they might end up dragging one of the Western Province rugby players over the fence?
If you look at the TV replay of what happened there where they were fighting.
Yeah.
A match like that, a fight like that, that match would have been blown off in club rugby. You will all appear before the DC and you will be sentenced.
So why didn't that happen then at Newlands?
We got other rules for Super 15.
Super 15 has got other rules. Well, I tell you, I was absolutely, I mean, that Cheetahs fan who grabbed Sia Kolisi, and folks, I don't know if you saw that, but there was a big scuffle, everybody went. I don't actually think there was a single punch thrown in that entire thing. Everybody just sort of bundled in and everything. But then this Cheetahs fan comes along and grabs Sia Kolisi by the jersey and pulls him towards the fence. Daai man het amper nie weggestap van Nieuweland af nie, nadat die paar locals hom aan die hande gekry het, né? Hulle daar so echt so, meneer, hierso maak jy nou 'n fout. Okay, hier's 'n paar Kaapse boys wat jou gehard uitsort as jy nie nou ontslaa raak van daai oranje, blanje, blou klere van jou nie. Yeah, but is this indicative of the kind of thing that happens after a bye and coming back from tour? And does one lose the momentum?
JP, you can, but they had enough time to sort of to recover.
Yeah.
And as Jean de Villiers also said that they set high standards, and that's definitely not the way forward for them. And it's getting to crucial times now, and they need everybody. So they were quite hard at the practice this week, yeah. And they were quite hard on each other. And you could see the intensity, the way they trained this week. They want definitely to play better, and they must play better rugby this week.
Let's take a look at the logs then to see where the boys are sitting. Of course, Storm is taking on the Waratahs over the weekend. Quick look at the logs because we want to get onto the club rugby. There you see in the South African Conference, the Bulls are sitting on the top and the Stormers are in second place. Australian Conference puts the Brumbies on 35, the Reds on 26. In the New Zealand Conference, the Chiefs and the Crusaders are on the top two spots there. And then, of course, in the full conference logs, you'll check there that the Chiefs are firmly in the first place on 44 points, followed by the Bulls and the Brumbies and the Stormers. Because those are your logs right at the top there. And if you look right at the bottom, you'll see the Blues sitting there. And who would have thought that the mighty Blues, who've got so many fans in Cape Town, are just not up to scratch. Right, that is rather sad for any Blues supporter. It's a little bit like being a Manchester United supporter right now. Not that I watch football, because I believe drama and acting is for drama schools and people with sore shins. It's not really a contact sport, soccer, is it? Whereas rugby is more of a contact sport. And for real men. Okay, so sorry about the Manchester United. They got kicked out right out there. Yeah. Sorry guys, I just have to have a. One of the things that we actually did say that we were going to do was we were going to just upset the Manchester United fans. Was we were going to hang a Liverpool jersey up together with the club jerseys. That would have been an occasion. Mr. H, your English club?
Liverpool.
Liverpool?
Yeah.
Jerome?
Manchester United.
Oh, sorry.
my son is Man City.
Yeah?
And,
it must have been a family occasion.
Yeah, but if I watch the game and see, there was still a lot of time left on that Man City game.
Yeah.
And it looked like they're going to lose the game, and the fans were already crying. So it was like really.
Apparently, it was one of the greatest comebacks.
Yeah, in seconds.
In
come back like that and to win the game at the end. That was.
Yeah. I see there's now a Manchester United haters club as well, so I'm sorry to tell you that. But yeah, anyway. So folks, of course, these shows that we bring you on the Cape Rugby TV channel is not possible without, of course, making sure we've got sponsors. The official sponsor to the sports nutrition supplier, that is, to Western Province Rugby, is, of course, Evox. Now, this week we're going to give away an extra prize courtesy of Evox Advanced Nutrition. As we've said before, this is your sort of basic rugby pack. The very first thing that you need is your recovery product. Most important, whether you go to gym or whether you go to play rugby or wherever it is that you are. I'm sure we can get a little bit closer here. You need to get a recovery on the product, or at least the product after the match. Of course, your protein is what you need during the week. And, of course, your creatine just to top it up. Right, so this is generally for rugby as an individual. This is the kind of stuff that you need during the day. But on top of that, we're going to throw in a Evox water tray. All right, an Evox water bottle tray that you can put your Evox recovery drinks in. And this is for you to give to your club. So if you're a club rugby player that enters the Evox competition now, 333-280, that's the number you need to SMS. I'm sure you've got it saved on your phone already. And you win, we'll throw in this extra water bottle tray that you can give to your club, all right? Just remember to tell us your club's name as well, okay? So if you're wondering the rugby pack, 33280. Let's take a look and see who won last week's prize. Last week's prize, Shakir Steerman. Congratulations, you win yourself that Evox rugby pack. And of course, to win, tell us who the official sports nutrition supplier to Western Province Rugby and the DHL Stormers are. 33280. And we'll throw in the water bottle hamper pack, eh? All right, that's all you need to do. 33280. Tell us who is the official sports nutrition supplier to Western Province Rugby. When we come back, we'll take an ad break, and then we'll have a look to see what happened over the weekend, some of the club rugby results, and don't forget the highlights of that match, Hands and Hearts, against Kuilsriver. The greatest fans so far that I've seen this season. Back in a mo. Weekend results, now time to look at Super League A, folks. Welcome back to Cape Rugby TV. Let's take a look and see who did what on Saturday. Well, what a cracker of a match it was over the league. Some of the results that came out there, a lot of people very surprised. Let's start off with, of course, against the match, UCT SK Warmers, 36-28. Marties losing to Durbel, 2022. Belha tight against Vix, 34-26. Jerome, I think the biggest surprise there of the weekend is, of course, the fact that Marties losing to Durbel. Would you have said that that's a bit of a surprise?
Yeah, I watched a few of Durbel games, and I knew that the way they play, they definitely in to take the points against Marties,
yeah.
And which was a bit of an upset, but I think the way they played the whole season and what they've done also last year, they definitely the in-form side so far in club rugby and Super A. So
but Mr. H, you were saying last week that hardly anybody, or at least Marty's, always goes to Durban and it doesn't go well.
Yeah, no, that's the nemesis.
The nemesis.
And they will. I believe that Durbanville is still celebrating. You know, they haven't stopped the party.
I'm sure they're absolutely sure they are. Right, of course. Let's take a look at the Super League B results now. Some interesting results there as well. Super League B, NNK 47-7 over, or at least over Primrose. Hands on Hearts 25-17. That was a good win for them. Belleville 28-22. Good win for them over Collegians. And Peniel Villagers, well, going down to Helderberg 39-17. Good result for them. Okay, so the big surprises there. Would we have said 47-7 NNK over Primrose? That's a little bit too big, eh?
The wheels came off there.
The wheels came off. NNK up against, Primrose up against Whistling Wheels soon one of these days. Belleville 28-22 over Collegians.
Yeah, that was also.
Belleville's your home.
Yeah, no, that was also. I believe that was also quite a tough. Right until the end, it was quite a tough game. Collegians put up a great fight against Belleville. I think the Belleville haven't lost a game yet. NNK hasn't lost a game. Heldenberg. So I think that three sides is the sides that once they play against each other, we'll definitely know who's going to be the guys to take the league this year once they sort each other out.
Right, and Mr. H, Peniel Villagers, Helderberg 39-17.
Yeah, no, well, Helderberg, you can see that they are really going all out to make sure that they are going to end up at the top. And it's strange if you just look at the different logs later on, that you see that those teams that are at the top, not only are the first teams at the top, but the second and the thirds are also at the top. Marty's, Helderberg, UWC, Silurians, Macassar, Busy Bees, all their teams. It's not only the first team, it's the second and the third team also right at the top of the log. That shows that there's depth in the club, and that's why they're at the top.
Excellent, excellent. Of course, we were out over the weekend, Hands on Hearts and Kuilsriver. Time for us to take a look at the highlights of Hands on Hearts and Kuilsriver, and what a great day it was. Let's see what the guys were up to. Back in a moment.
JP, we love you guys.
Okay. Listen, I don't know. Jerome, you were at the game. You told me.
No, just all that I hear the whole day, I couldn't concentrate on the game. JP, jou lekker ding. JP, jou lekker ding. What's this now? I mean, they're not even cheering their team. They can't watch this. They don't watch the rugby. JP, I think you must, isn't there somewhere that you can hide or something?
I can't really. I mean, it is such a pleasure for me to go out there, and everybody's watching the show. Everybody knows what's doing. I mean, you know what? The Hands and Hearts and Kuilsriver fans, they know how to film the show. Yeah. They will work on the show. They'll do a better job than we do. Yeah. That's how well they know the show now. I mean, it was so special going out there. It was so special going out there and spending time, you know, with people who were just so welcoming. I mean, it was just unbelievable. I was late for the game. I didn't realize it was a 3:30 kickoff as opposed to a 4 o'clock kickoff. Got there, and everybody, except for one gangster, everybody was happy. Okay? But
what did the gangster do?
I don't know. He just sort of walked away from me after I made a joke about all the gold around his neck. But from the executive to the lady who made the best boerewors rolls out, all right, the best boerewors. They said to me, I see a scarpies on him. I said, boerewors rolls. The best boerewors rolls that I've had at any club was at Hands and Hearts and Kuilsriver, and it was really, really, I mean, what a vibe, Jerome. That's what we need. You know what I noticed, Mr. H, and again, I actually tried to get a hold of Ruben Riffel on Friday after I left the show here, having noticed that, or found out that that the St. George's lights have still not been repaired. I thought that after we were at St. George's that the councillor there had fixed the lights. Folks, we are going to chase these councillors down. They are going to fix your properties, or they are going to find themselves on TV. And it's very simple. One of these days, there'll be another election. So if you're a councillor and you're watching the show, be warned. I'm going to be standing outside your premises with a camera, and I'm going to ask you, why do you not fix the lights of those fields? Why do the fields not have grandstands? Why do the fields not have stands? Why do some of the fields not even have white lines around those fields, all right? If you're a councillor, it's your responsibility to make sure that the public premises are looked after. Those are council properties, and I'm disgusted by whoever the councillor is out in the Somerswest Strand area that the Gastro fields where St. George's practice, after 2 years, still have not had the lights repaired. Okay, we are going to come after you, and if you want the vote of the public, we suggest you do a good public service delivery. That's my 2 minutes on it. But Mr. H, to come to my point, Hands and Hearts had stands around the field. It made the world of difference. It made the world of difference to the experience of the people around that field.
For years, we've been asking the city of Cape Town to put up stands like that, because it also helps with the control of the crowds, and you'll have no problems when the people sit like that.
Yeah, I mean,
they enjoy it.
We spoke about this last week, about the fact that people could run on the field if there was no fence, no rope, no nothing like that. I can understand if there's no fence, all right? You don't necessarily have to have a fence, because if you have stands, the chances are good people are going to stay in the stands. But when they're standing on the side of the chalk line,
you've got trouble.
You can't stop it. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter if you're a Super League A club or a Division 4. It makes no difference. Folks, we need to get stands out there. And the only way to do it is you have to put pressure on the service providers, and those are your councillors, those politicians who asked for your vote, who promised you that you would have X, Y, and Z if you voted them into power. Well, think again the next time that you make your cross the ballot there. All right, we are coming at you. I think we're going to do a little bit of a investigative journalism type of thing.
But that's exactly, JP, last week at the Primrose Belleville game, they had to stop. The ref actually had to stop the game because the people were almost inside because it was tense. It was tense. It was till the dying
and which
second.
was that?
At Primrose.
Primrose.
And I mean, it's in
Primrose was playing at home.
Yeah, at home.
All right, there's another councillor.
It's bad. It's bad and it's dangerous. And I mean, if you're a ref, I mean, anything can happen.
And I mean, make no mistake, this is not a union responsibility. Mr. H, you are from the union, you're the deputy CEO. I put you on the spot now, and I'll ask you the question, why do the clubs not have ropes, stands, etc.? Is this a union thing, or is this a council thing?
No, it's definitely a council responsibility.
It's the council's property.
The people pay rates to...
Who cuts the lawn?
The council must
Who
do
puts the chalk lines down?
it. Council must
Who
do
fixes the fences?
it. The council. They hire the few.
Who paints the walls? The council.
They must do that.
Council. Which is, of course, leads to councillor. Who gets paid to look after that job? Councillor.
Yeah.
Right, folks, there you have it. Councillor. All right? I know I need to go for counselling at some other stage because I tend to get away with things. All right? But anyway, guys, we need to get this right. What we need is empowerment at club level. We need transformation and development. And those councillors that are sliding on the gravy train, we're coming after you. I did ask you early on, let us know who you thought your man of the match was. Let us know on Twitter, @CapeRugbyTV, or even on Facebook, www.facebook.com/CapeRugbyTV. Time for us now to catch up with the man of the match and coach, and of course losing captain and coach of the match between Kuilsriver and Hands and Hearts. Oh, what a sad day. With me now is the captain of Kuilsriver, Glenn. Didn't go all your way today, eh?
Yeah, it's tough playing away from home. The support is all great behind the team, but we should take it on the chin and come back on Monday, train harder.
En daar is die attitude om te hou. Ek meen, dis hoe jy jou spelers se kop hoog hou, né?
Yeah, we have to. We can't keep get negative. It's only early days, so the whole league is still in front of us. It's a marathon, so it doesn't just happen today. It's come back on Monday.
Well, that's the kind of smart talk we like to hear, and best of luck for the future.
Thanks, JP. Thanks.
Okay, my man. Lionel, home ground advantage for Hands and Hearts was always going to be a tough one, eh?
Yeah, tough. I grew up here, played here for 10 years, coached for 8 years, and I knew it was going to be tough. They come here with the right attitude. We didn't bring our quality coaching session to the playing field today, so well done to them.
Maar die Kuile boys, ek meen julle ouens lyk nogal skerp. Ek weet dit nou nie 100% gegaan nie vandag, maar die toekoms lyk okay.
Ons kan speel, maar so ek sê ons nie ons kanse gebruik nie, besluitneming het 'n bietjie gelek en dit gebeur.
So wat doen jy dan volgende week om daai reg te kry?
Hulle gaan bliksem hard werk.
Oh, Lionel, I know it didn't go your way, but best of luck for the season anyway.
Thank you, JP. Okay.
There you go, folks. Of course, the losing captain of and coach of Kuilsriver. They came out there to win, didn't quite work out their way. Jerome, you were at the game. What do you think went wrong?
JP, I don't know if I can say this, but I think if Hands and Hearts backs can join the Kuilsriver forwards, then they will have a quality team.
Okay, all right.
I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I am sort of understanding. Basically, you're saying the Hands and Hearts backs. So the Hands and Hearts forwards didn't play very well. Yeah. And then you said the Kuilsriver backs didn't play very well.
So I think that was the difference between the games. Kuilsriver could only play with their forwards. Hands and Hearts with their backs, fast runners, magic. And that was the difference between the game, but was a good game, entertaining game for the crowd and for everybody. But I think Kuilsriver definitely need a back line, and Hands and Hearts they need to get their forwards fit.
They fall around a little bit. Yes, maybe fitness is actually what it comes down to. We also caught up with the winning captain and coach, or should I say winning captain and coaches of Hands and Hearts. Right, folks, we're here at Aikendale, the home of Hands and Hearts Rugby Football Club. They've just had a good victory against Kuilsriver. And with me is, of course, Anthony and Peter, the two coaches who are responsible for this great victory. Anthony, you guys must be happy today, eh?
Absolutely, extremely happy. Ons is verskriklik gelukkig, JP. Want het is belangrijk dat ons hierdie wen moes ingepalem het. Ons het al 3 gespeeld, 3 verloor. Het is die eerste een vir die liga. So die ene was ons baie belangrik.
Peter, julle dan 'n hele set fans hier so wat nogal passionate is, né?
Alle jare Hands and Hearts is die klub gewees in die WP wat die meeste mense uitbring op Saterdag na die rugby toe. Hulle staan bankwas agter ons en ek dink die wen was long overdue.
Anthony, wat nou vorentoe vir die span as jy kyk na strong points, weak points?
JP, wat nou belangrik is, ons moet nou konsolideer. Ons moet die elementêre foute uitskakel. Ons moet die wedstrijdplan moet ons implementeer. Ons moet die druk op die oppositie plaas en dit sal vir ons vrugte afwerp.
Die spel vandag, happy daarmee?
Ja, Debbie beslist, die mannen, die structuur was daar geweest. Die mannen doen hem zoals die ons willen zeggen, dinsdag en donderdag aan. En ons is blij, dat is vordering. Maar zoals ik zei, ik heb nou die ons gezegd, dat is die vierde wedstrijd voor het seizoen. Als nog klomp wat oor is, zoals we niet hierdie wen ons helemaal oorboord gooien. Ons moet hier vanaf kapitaliseren en voortbouwen op dit.
Luister mensen, baie dankie en alles van die beste voor die toekomst.
Baie dankie.
Baie dankie JP vir julle ook hoor.
Carlo, winning captain, hands and hearts, you must be happy.
Yeah, JP, I'm very happy. First off, we had a difficult start to the season. We had 3 losses in a row. We played the top teams of the league, but it was very close. And what I would like to say for our guys, we started off a little bit slow now, but in the second half, it came all together. We did very well. There was a little bit of a forward passes or the knocks and that kind of stuff, but once we got it together, we consolidated and we actually took over. And yeah, from there on, we took on the game, yeah.
Well, listen, well done, and I'm sure you guys have got a bright future. Things are looking good here. The fans are in place, the supporters, sponsors, everything's looking good. Best of luck.
Yeah, from my side, I just want to say thanks to all my players. It's very well done. I'm proud of them, and we take it forward Tuesday on the field. Thanks, JP.
Thanks, Meneer. Yeah, no, your guys did well, and yeah, well done to you.
Okay, thank you.
There we go, folks. Captain of Hands and Hearts, Carlo Besson. Good win for them today. Welcome back, folks. Cape Rugby TV live Wednesdays at 9. Yeah, it was happiness there all the way around for Hands and Hearts. A big deal for the fans to win a game like that, or a derby match, Mr. H.
Yeah, it's great for them. And I just want to remind Kuilsriver, at their presentation last year, they gave us bottles of champagne.
Yes, I remember.
Which says 2013 champions.
Yes,
I hope that champagne won't go flat.
I must say, I actually had to phone, is it Donnie?
Yeah. I
had to phone him today to get to make sure we got all our details right, and he was in a very good mood, and I should have reminded him about that. Folks, incidentally, just a quick update on the Twitter feed there. Vix is 7-0 to Vix at the moment in their match against Villagers after a penalty try. Also, a question coming in on Twitter from Zahid 4WP. Question for you, Mr. H. He wants some clarity. Is Young People's cleared to play again in the Premier League A?
No, sir. They have been suspended for the full season.
Right.
And they remain suspended as far as I am concerned.
Can you tell us why?
They played an illegal player repeatedly, and the union warned them not to play the player.
They played a what player?
An illegal player.
What's an illegal player?
He was suspended.
He didn't come through Home Affairs.
No, he was suspended.
Yeah.
And they continued to playing him, saying that they were right. They took the union to court on 2 occasions.
Yeah.
On both occasions, they lost the court cases. They went to the appeals committee.
Are they a rich club?
Well, that's where they are stuck now.
Is Young People a wealthy club?
No, they must.
Where would they get the legal money then to go to court?
That's why they owe the money to the union, the court fees.
Oh, right.
So they can't pay it, so they remain suspended till the end of the season. That's it.
Right, so there you go. They are suspended until the end of the season for playing an illegal player. I'd like to know where you got the money for those law fees, though. Well, you go to court if you make a mistake. I'll give you a motel, meneer. But next time, rather spend the money next time on buying a set of jerseys or tog bags or feeding the players of the club. That would be money much better spent. We asked for some players that you thought was the man of the match on Twitter. One came out, well, at least there's a tweet here also. Nice to see an ex-Elsies player, Ruas Bartpan, in his Hands and Hearts jersey. So not a man of the match player there. And then we did get in a tweet, man of the match, Roan Vermaak. Was Kraaifontein reckoned Roan Vermaak was their man of the match. But we did have a man of the match over the weekend at Hands and Hearts against Kuilsriver. The Tata, Oostenburg and Paul, man of the match, courtesy, of course, of Ivor Lindner, who every week gives R1,000 away to a lucky player. Let's see who this week's man of the match was. Anthony, jy seker bly man of the match vandag, lekker game.
Was lekker geweest, ja, ek is baie bly om mense te weet, maar was nie vir my boys sal ek hier gestaan het.
Nou julle oefen seker hard vir hierdie tipe games, derby game amper, né?
Ja, is baie hard, ons oefen baie hard hierso.
Anthony, ons het vir jou nou R1,000 van Tata Oostenburg en Paul van Ivan Lindner. Hy het vir jou R1,000. Ek gaan julle president van Hands and Hearts vra om vir ons 'n check te bring. Denver van Sitter is die president van Hands. Denver. There you go. There you go. Congratulations. Denver, die mannen vandaag lekker gespeeld, hè?
Ja, nee, dat is een fantastische rugby geweest, JP. Ik ben zo blij, ik kan eerst willen zeggen hoe blij ik is. En aan mijn span baie dankie. En ik hoop volgende keer gaat het beter wees.
En Anthony, jy het nou vir jouself R1000 zakgeld. Daar is van Tata, van Ivan Lindner, van Oostenberg en Paul. Zeker lekker om hierdie bietjie zakgeld te kry, hè?
Ja, zie. Dat is lekker, ja. Dat is nogal lekker.
Wel, luister, ek gaan jou nie vra wat jy daarmee gaan doen nie. Jy moet jouself maar gaan geniet.
Okay, dankie.
Thanks for having us, Denver. It was great.
Thank you, JP. Thank you for having me here back at us.
There we go, folks. Live from Hands and Hearts against Kuilsriver. Victory for Hands and Hearts today. The fans are going mad. There you go, folks. Anthony Taylor. Congratulations to Anthony Taylor. Wins R1,000 courtesy of Tata. R1,000 he walks away with as the Tata man of the match. Plays centre for Hands and Hearts. Jerome, you were at the game, head of talent identification. Did you spot any talent? What did you think of Anthony's talent?
No, Anthony was really deserved to be man of the match. There were a few guys, like I said, there were guys. Actually, he played lock on Saturday for Kuilsriver. He's a flank. I don't know what's his name now. He was one of the guys, and then obviously Vivian Fredericks, fullback flyer for Hands and Hearts, was good on the day.
Do you think it's coming through? I mean,
yeah,
you as the head of talent identification.
He played. Vivian played in the amateur side last year, so he's one of the guys that's really is knocking on the door to play Vodacom Cup. He's still young. So
well, there's someone else here you can look at. According to Union Mill RFC, who tweeted that their man of the match over the weekend was Michael Wilson. So Michael Wilson, according to Union Mill, is the official man of the match there. Right. Of course, you might be hearing the odd screams and shouts here at the back of the broadcast. This is courtesy of AFDA campus. It's having a nice party downstairs during our live broadcast. Must say a big thank you to AFDA for allowing us to use their premises. Of course, we can't go down there and keep that party down. Right, it's time for us to take an ad break in a second or so. But Jerome, just from a union point of view, what are we busy with in terms of talent identification and scouts? Are they out there?
Yeah, JP, we've got the selectors going to the clubs from the beginning of the season. So every week the guys are going out. Like tonight's game, Marties versus SK. Lionel Langenhoven is there. He's watching that game, and he's also the
Lions, of course, the coach for
Kuilsriver, and he's also the head coach of the Western Province amateur side. So he's out there watching that game tonight. And Villages Vix, there's also selected tonight, Butch Ducher. He's at that game tonight. And Saturday's games, UCT versus Falsby, Butch will be at that game again. Hamilton's versus SK, Kevin Musicant, he's the assistant coach for the amateur side. He's at that game on Saturday. Tygerberg, Durbanville on Friday. William Croy will be there. And then Super League B, Yalderberg versus Primrose. I myself was going to go out to Strand to watch that game. And then Collisions NNK, Francois Bontes is watching that game on Saturday. Brackenfeld versus Belleville, Warren Isaacs is going out to that game. Kuilsriver, Pinyal, Lionel will be at that game. Goodwood versus Hansen Hart, Justice Mabandla, he will go out to that game. So the guys are out there every Saturday watching the games, and then every Monday they give us feedback on players which they spot, and then we put it together. We already got 40 names.
All right.
So far in the beginning, from the beginning of the season, we've got 40 names.
And you've also been doing some trials, under 21 trials. Like I think you had trials at City Park on Monday.
Yeah, we're busy with the under 21 trials also now. Monday we started with the Southern Division.
Yes.
So it was at City Park. Tonight there were trials at Stellenbosch. So that's all the Paul, Strand and Stellenbosch guys, all that side.
Okay.
And then Monday at Avonwood Park. Is the last round of trials, is the Northern Suburbs trial.
I'm going to stop you right there because it sounds like you're just going to carry on with trials and scouts and trials and scouts. No one can obviously say that you're not doing enough to get out there and get more scouts. When you do go scouts and you speak to these players, talented players like this that are possibly Do you also talk to them about going to Home Affairs and how to get passports in case you need to get a Canadian passport? We'll leave that one right there. Right, Mr. H, you think that was particularly naughty of me, eh? Was that very naughty of me? Let's look at the rest of the results in Premier League A. In Premier League A, of course, Scotstoun, 45-point loss for them against UWC. St. George's going level with Hamlets, 20-all. In Premier League B, it was Strand United losing to Solarians, 31-10. Silvertree beating Stellenbosch Coronations, 2011. Franschhoek losing to Milnerton by 2 points. Langa at their home ground beating Paul by just 2 points, 31-29. And Macassar, of course, 46-34 win for them over Eersterrivier. Some interesting results there, Mr. H. I think the question that I would have asked you is Hamlets and St. George's, a level draw?
Yeah,
fair result?
Fair result.
And Jerome, I mean, one of the games we were looking at going to this weekend was the UWC Scotstoun game, 45-28 for UWC over Scotstoun.
Yeah, I've spoken to Monday to the guys of UWC, and they really want to win this league because it's important for them playing in the Varsity Shield.
Oliver Janssen?
So, yeah, no, I've spoken to.
Oliver's still coaching at UWC?
Yeah, he's still there.
Still the head coach?
He's still there. So yeah, they're really working hard and they want to win this league and to move up a league, and because it's important for them to move up a league.
Yeah.
If they play Super B, at least they can keep the players at UWC for the next year.
Yeah.
They don't have to play Varsity Shield and then leave to go and play higher up. So that's what they're aiming for. So they're really doing good.
That's what all clubs should be aiming for, is retention. Right? Retention is what you want. Let's look at the results in Divisions 1, 2 and 3. And there you see Boland beating Rocklands 24-20. Young Wesley's beating Northerns. Hamadias, good win for them over the Wraithby Universals 19-13. Young Stars 23-22 win for them over Silverleaf. Mr. H, if I ask you on that there, I think the big result there was Hamadias 19 over Wraithby Universals.
Yeah, well, I think, Wraithby had a little bit of trouble in the camp, which they now sorted out. So
yeah.
Always when that happened, there's a dip in, it just drifts down to the players. So.
Hamadias, incidentally, have got a very big event coming up soon where they've got Professor Tim Noakes coming as a guest speaker.
And the Honourable Herman Abrams.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I believe the Honourable JP Nadir.
His services have been offered.
It looks like the two of us have been roped into it. Let's take a quick look at the results in Division 2 and 3 now. Blue Jets, it was a good win for them over Paarl Rangers, 32-15. Violets going down Atlantis, 11-15 in Division 3. Perseverance losing to Young Ideas, 21-20. Again, just 1 point difference there. Perseverance playing it tight at the moment. Of course, after their victory last week, or at least they lost to Caledonian Roses. Retreat 43-15 over Strand. Crittersville 38-9 over Whistling Wheels. Young Brothers 12-48. Loss for them against Masipumulele. That didn't go well. And another victory for Caledonian Roses, keeping the rhythm going. 20 points to 10. All right, so if you look at Division 1, 2 and 3, no particular shocks there. Jerome, maybe if one had to say a big result there would be Masipumulele's 48-12 over Young Brothers.
Yeah, they're really doing well since last year. They really put a lot of effort in the club and the players, and they quite jacked up. So I think they also one of the sides that can take the lead.
Let's take a look now at Division 4 and the Paarl region's results. Some interesting results there as well, as Khayelitsha beat Richmond Rangers 20 points to 19. Titans losing to Imikawi 20-13. Delft, 3 points only, 10-3 against Bishop Labours. And in the Paarl area, Allendale 34-13 over Windmill United. Parel United losing to Young Standards 48 points to 12. Lower Paarl 15-13 over Young Gardens. Vineyards 22-19 over Albions. Violets beating Simondium soundly, 29 points to 15. Well, those are your results, of course, over the weekend. And there have been some Saturday matches and some Wednesday matches and some Friday matches. At the moment, we're just going to focus on the actual Saturday matches. And we know that there are some interesting results happening this evening, so we'll see if we can catch up with those results on the Twitter feeds. If you are out there, remember, during the weekends, hash WP Club Rugby, follow that channel stream. Very interesting to see exactly what it is that the clubs are up to. Mesa is, of course, the official IT supplier to Western Province Rugby. Mesa, once again, coming to the party in a huge way to support the Cape Rugby TV show. And this week, you can win for yourself. And this is your final chance to win it. We've only got 2 more Mesa competitions running up. A 42-inch plasma screen. Right? You want to win this full HD LCD plasma screen? Yeah, get your phones handy now. Last week, we managed to give away that Express Slate tablet, courtesy of Mesa. Mesa, of course, the official IT supplier to DHL Stormers and Western Province Rugby. You want to put yourself in the mix to win that prize, that 42-inch plasma? All you need to do is get your phone out right now, and I'm going to tell you how to do it. Congratulations this week, though, to Khadija Samsudin. Congratulations, Khadija. You win yourself a Mesa Express Slate tablet. That's almost like an iPad. It's got an Intel Atom processor, 2 gigs of DDR memory RAM, 32 gig hard drive, and all the goodies built into it, including Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Right, this week, your big competition, the big one that everybody seems to go for, is that Mesa Full HD 42-inch screen, LCD screen. That is what you want to get in the mix for. All you need to do is SMS the word Mesa, who is the official IT supplier to Western Province Rugby and the DHL Stormers, to 33280. 33280. That's all you need to do. All right, 33280, and you can put yourself in the mix to win that screen there. Right, so 33280. 33280. Of course, we've got some interesting fixtures coming up, where Cape Town TV is going to be, or at least Cape Rugby TV is going to be broadcasting from. But before we do that, we're going to take a little ad break, and we'll come back and, of course, give away a whole lot more prizes, courtesy of Colour Tone, courtesy of Leisure Hotels, who are all out there supporting Cape Rugby TV. And don't forget Tata, who are also out there making sure that they are supporting Cape Rugby. That R1,000 prize, courtesy of the Man of the Match prize, courtesy of Tata, has turned out to be an absolute resounding success. So, Mr. H, according to our schedule here, this weekend, we are going to Belhar against Villagers.
That's right.
At Belhar.
At Belhar.
Jerome, what do you make of that match?
Belhar, Villagers, both at Belhar.
Yeah.
At Belhar. I think Belhar is looking for points, so I don't think that they're going to throw this game away.
They're going to go hard.
Both the teams, they know that the bottom of the lock teams, they need to sort each other out, but I think Belhar won't let this one slip.
Belhar's not going to take any prisoners on that. Yeah, well, there you go, folks. I think that's what we're looking for. Villagers, of course, sweating at the moment and praying that they don't lose that legacy that they've lived on for the last 150 years. We'll be back after an ad break. See you now. Welcome back to Cape Rugby TV, folks. Right, let's take a look at our Twitter feed and see if there's anything happening there. If anyone can give us an update on Marty's result and tell us exactly what's happening there. Yes, Marty's currently 28 points to 8 over SK Warmers. Of course, Morgan Newman was not able to join us this evening. He's, of course, part of our regular panel. Morgan Hitman Hattrick Newman, yeah, who now has officially labelled himself as a legend. Anyway, so Marty's currently 28 points to 8 in the lead over SK Warmers. Looking forward to get Marty's back. Marty's, of course, last Wednesday game today.
Yeah.
Right. Then we can get Morgan back.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is because the students go on holiday.
Yeah, for 8 weeks.
For 8 weeks. Okay, this whole breaking the rugby season thing must come to an end.
It must definitely, JP.
Yeah.
It's like it's going to be like the Super Rugby almost now. I think Mr. H, we're going to have our own Super Rugby tournament.
Yes. Yeah. Universities must just play in the Universities League. Get out of it. Get out. Get out. You can still pick them to play for Western Province. But I mean, they can't spoil the rhythm. All right? No club should be allowed to take a break for any reason whatsoever in Western Province Rugby. You start the season, you finish the season, end of story.
And the amount of players Marty's have, they can, with 3,000 players, surely they can play.
What if I'm a social rugby player and I play just for fitness and health?
Yeah.
It's like going to the gym and the gym says, you know, we're going to close for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to come back. You've played, I don't know, this whole university thing just kind of crazy. But there you go. Those are your current results up there at the moment. Vuka, the guys from the Rugby Legends, Dale Santon, Mike Barr, and the boys are doing an amazing job at the moment. We're going to take a look to see what's happening in the Vuka League right now. Let's catch up with Dale Santon and the boys when they were last week at Eysterplaat, and once again this week they were out at Lavender Hill. Played out there, part of the Vuka League that happens on Wednesdays. They've got a big tournament coming up. Let's see what happened last week.
We're here today playing our 4th round in the Vuka League. It's a Wednesday rugby league supported by the Western Province and South African Rugby Union and the Rugby Legends. So this is the 4th round. We're in the central zone. The zone consists of 8 teams. Trafalgar, High, Kensington and so forth. So all the teams come together here at the Eysterplaat Air Force Base and play their fixtures. Eysterplaat, we're fortunate enough that Eysterplaat is allowing us to play here because all the schools, the challenges out there, the schools don't have proper fields to fulfill their fixtures. So the Air Force Base told us that we can use their facilities for the schools. The only school that is a really traditional rugby school is Trafalgar, just to help us developing the other schools. So they say they will send in a development team. All these schools never played really rugby, they're more soccer orientated. So we're starting rugby again, that's why we call it the Vuka Wednesday League. Vuka means awakening. And as you can see how the boys are enjoying themselves here today, they want to play rugby.
Vuka was started in 2008. It was started in the townships of Langa, Nyanga and Kuilsriver together with Mitchell's Plain. The schools from this township are not playing rugby, and then we decided that the rugby is dying in these townships, and then we started Vuka by having tournaments in different townships.
Rugby is our future now. We're born in rugby, we'll die in rugby. we'll die playing rugby.
The first match that we're having today is Kensington University, Harold Cressy. Basically, Harold Cressy, they are the lock leaders so far in our tournament. So the boys was put in a pre-season, off-season. Yes, basically we have today the guys from the Noon. We're having guys from the Boer Cup, and we have the local boys here from Buren also. We were busy now with our selection period for our Guzzlers teams, so we're having some boys that we're having in eye already on. Our family is here, even youngsters are here, so the Wednesdays has definitely changed since the Vuka League is in our region.
Ishmael Sheldon, I go to Kensington High School. I play fullback for the under 19 team and under 15 team. We are a good school, but like we need to get used to the game still. We're still busy developing, but we're almost there.
Yeah, Vuka Rugby. The guys loving their rugby out there, making great. Mr. H, these guys are doing a good job for rugby, huh?
Yeah, anybody that assists rugby, great. There's lots of work to be done out there.
Yeah, Dale Santon and the boys, Mike Barr and the boys, all part of the Legends group. Jerome, you're obviously hoping that they do a lot of good work because you want to see them come through the ranks.
Yeah, definitely, JP. Because with all the schools that we have, it's difficult to get to everybody to all the schools. So they're really doing a good job for us.
I must just tell you, one thing that I noticed there is the hand skills of some of those youngsters. The hand skills are fantastic. I mean, there was Kensington High School playing against the Noon. There were a couple of other schools out there. They've really got good hands and they know how to run. But their only problem is they're too light. They are honestly too light. They are going to have to seriously hit the gym, and they're going to have to seriously get their nutrition right.
Yeah, definitely, JP. They must, and also not nutrition. They must also look at what they eat.
At home?
At home.
Well, there's no point in taking any nutrition supplement if you don't eat properly at home.
If you don't get a healthy meal in and you don't eat properly. Yeah. So I think that they must first start with that and get some good food in. And then yeah, obviously then the supplements.
Yeah, that comes next. You can't put a Ferrari engine in a Foxy body, yeah?
No, you can't.
First you have to build the body. As those of us that are out there and know how to drop a car should know. Mr. H, yes. Wat pronk jy so?
No, I'm just saying
Pronk
the
so
body.
the
body, you know.
Yeah, you've got the body, yeah? Not all of us were blessed with Jerome's size.
Yeah.
People like me, I think. No, well,
What's your size?
I was always very small. I was the smallest guy in school up until standard 8.
Oh, that's
and even when I was fighting in the judo circles out of school, I was Mr. H. You must behave yourself. I was fighting at 59 kilos. I was fighting in under 60 kilogram weight division. But of course, when you're small, you got to find different ways to make it work. And you know, it's like the old small dog can beat a big dog in a different way. Right, let's move on to leisure hotels now. Leisure hotels are currently one of our big suppliers and service providers to the Cape Rugby TV show. If you want to win yourself a one-night accommodation, courtesy of Leisure Hotels, all you need to do is get your cell phone out and SMS the word leisure to 33280. Last week's winner was Feroza Adams. All right, Feroza Adams wins for herself one night accommodation, bed and breakfast at the Strand Towers. That is it. SMS the word leisure to 33280. That's all you need to do is tell us who is, well, at least should we say the official accommodation supplier then to Cape Rugby TV. Leisure to 33280. Okay, and of course this weekend there are a couple of interesting fixtures. We're going to get to that in a moment. But once again, just going back to that counsellor thing, if you don't have a counsellor putting the lines around the field, then you need to have your own white line markers. Of course, colour tone is the official, or at least is the white line field marker of choice. It's environmentally friendly, and you want to get yourself some white line markers. All you need to do is SMS the word colour tone to 33280. Colour tone to 33280, and you can put yourself in the mix to win yourself a hamper courtesy of Colour Tone. Colour Tone is one of the suppliers to Cape Rugby TV, and you just need to SMS the word Colour Tone to 33280. This week's winner is Manenberg Rangers. Congratulations, Manenberg. You don't have to sit around and wait for a counsellor to fill up your fields or download your white lines. Let's look at some of the weekend's fixtures coming up this weekend. In Super League A, it's Belhar up against Villagers. Hamilton's take on SK Warmers at Hammies. Steph's, or at least Vic's take on Marty's at the Craven Stadium. And in Super League B, it's Kuilsriver up against Peniel Villagers. Those are your fixtures this weekend. In Premier League A, it's Langa against UWC. Rangers and Paul, Eerste Rivier and Franschhoek. Macassar take on Laguna. Silvertree take on Milnerton. And Solarians take on Van der Stel. In Division 1, it's Manenberg Rangers up against Young Stars. And Northerns take on Moreland Mark B, Rocklands and Strands, Silverleaf and Hamadias. Young Wesleys are up against Wraithby Universals, Atlantis and Gardens Tech. Blue Jets take on Carlamore, and the Paarl Rangers take on All Saints at the Forest Street in Paarl. And Temperance is up against Blue Stars and Watsonia and Violet. Masiphumelele is up against Krutisville. Of course, Masiphumelele got a home ground advantage there. Peninsula take on Young Brothers in Sunflower. Strand Pioneers against Perseverance. Whistling Wheels against Retreat and Eerste Young Ideas, Caledonian Roses in Langa. Bishop Slavers is taking on Titans in Division 4. Delfton, Richmond Rangers, Imikawi and Thistle. Those are your matches for the weekend. Right, quick look at our Super Brew predictions then. If I give you the Stormers team, Joe Peterson, Gio Aplon, Jean de Jong, Jean de Villiers, Brian Banner, Peter Grant, Devil Divenacher, Jeb Sinclair. Welcome back, Jeb. Reinhard Elstad, Sia Khaleesi, stay on the side of the fence if the Free State guys don't get hold of you. Andries Becker is the vice captain, Eben Etzebeth, Brock Harris, Tian Liebenberg and Stephen Kitzoff. That's your starting lineup for the kickoff against the Waratahs this weekend. 7:10 is the kickoff. Craig Joubert is the referee. If we look at our Super League fixtures now, or at least not fixtures, but the rankings there, Will Vilke is right at the top with Mr. T, Lundy, Iko, Bendy, Beer. Those are your top 4 in Super Brew. Mr. H, myself, Jerome, we're all going home down like a homesick mole. I don't know. It's just the way it goes, though. You get one wrong here, you get one wrong there, and you down south you go.
So you get all
right, gentlemen, it is that time of the week then where we quickly do our Super Brew predictions. Let's start at the beginning, and I'm going to start with you, Jerome. Hurricanes, Brumbies.
Brumbies by 7.
Brumbies by 7, Mr. H.
Brumbies 5.
Brumbies 5. I'm going Brumbies by 6. A lot of people would have gone for the Hurricanes. Highlanders against the Bulls. Jerome.
Bulls by 6.
Bulls by 6.
Highlanders 7.
Oh, Mr. H. Highlanders by 7. Oh, I would have loved to have done that, but I've decided intelligence must kick in. I'm going to go to the Bulls by 9. Crusaders take on the Blues. Jerome.
Crusaders by 8.
State?
10. Crusaders.
Even after last week's loss? I'm going Crusaders by 13. It's the Reds against the Lions. Jerome?
Reds by 12.
Stage?
15 Reds.
I'm going Reds by 14. Cheetahs and the Sharks. Jerome? He's going with Cheetahs.
Sharks by 9.
Sharks by 9, yeah.
Sharks 7.
Sharks by 7, and I'm going to go with the Sharks by 6. Stormers and the Waratahs, Jerome.
Stormers by 7 with bonus points.
Okay, what's age?
Stormers 10.
Stormers 10, I'm going Stormers by 9. The Force take on the Rebels. Of course, they're playing in Perth, so it's a home ground advantage for the Force. Jerome.
I'll go Rebels by 5.
Rebels by 5.
Rebels 2.
I'm going Rebels 5. Wow. So, there you go, folks. Those are our Super Rugby predictions. You want to join us in the Super Rugby pool, just go on to superrugby.com and you can, of course, find yourself in that pool pretty soon. Right, Mr. H, this week we are broadcasting from Belhar against Villagers. You think the Belhar fans are going to be out there in droves?
I'm sure they will be.
Do you think they'll have more fans than Hands and Hearts?
If not, I will be disappointed.
Have they done all their admin?
They
better have done their... Yeah, okay. Jerome, best of luck for the weekend. I'm sure we'll see you out at some of the venues, Mr. H. Thank you for joining us.
The Vodacom team is playing final.
Vodacom team's in the final. You guys must be happy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Folks, that's a wrap from us. Join us on www.facebook.com/Cape Rugby TV. Don't forget #WP Club Rugby over the weekend. Have a great rugby weekend. See you next week. Same time, same place. Bye-bye.